Every headline is screaming chaos. But what if you could be calm, clear, and powerful in the middle of it all? Hey guys, it's John sitting here in my studio with this wonderful and fabulous mug of John's Show Coffee. If you watch the news, there's wildfires, there's political unrest, there's cultural division, and it's being directly projected into your mind through television, through people panicking in the world. Even in the grocery store, you'll hear people talking about the horrible things that are going on in the world. And it can become very overwhelming, and it feels like you have no control. But you are not powerless. There's an illusion of powerless in the world. The news media thrives on fear-based engagement. It's trying to get you to be fearful because it gets better ratings. You know, as I often say, if I had a 9-to-5 job in Cleveland, I'd pass 1,000 cars on the road, and every day there might be an accident. But it doesn't talk about the 999 cars that made it to their destination without any problem whatsoever. The world is a predominantly positive world, but the negative gets better press. And it's purposeful because the better press gets them better engagement, which gets them better ratings. You know, and that fear that's being projected, it creates paralysis. Fear is always the paralyzer. You know, love creates action. When you get excited about something, you do things. You go out and you take action, thoughts, words, and deeds. You know, you can join the panic and be a part of that creation of something worse. Or you can be here and be the presence of peace that changes somebody else's mind. I often say you can't save the world, but you can make your part of the world so bright that the world chooses to save itself around you. Be the bright spot. Be the guy who smiles. Be the woman who giggles with little kids. Be the person who just lives in the positive. You know, we're all living in the eye of our own hurricane. And sometimes it's hard to see past the storm. Well, the news is coming in there and winding the storm up more to make you feel stressed out so they can get their better ratings, right? And that's okay. That's their job. That's their business. But you do not have to be the consumer of the product. You can get your information without having to let your mind wander down these dark pathways. You can stay grounded. Being in the way you calm a storm is to calm the eye. Get the eye to be calm and grow bigger and bigger until that calmness dissipates the outer storm around us. So how do you stay grounded in all of this chaos? How do you calm that storm? You know, for me, I like to start my day with the calm. I sit in love. I sit down and I just come back to that space of this is a beautiful world and I love this place. And I just sit in that feeling and I just have that feeling for a while. That permeates my day. I start my day that way. Before I go to bed at night, I do the same thing. I go into my different conscious state from the feeling of sitting in love. I just enjoy that feeling, right? As I walk through my day, when I feel myself getting stressed, I exhale, bringing myself closer to that feeling of sitting in love. You know, you come back to your breath, exhale. All of those stimulus that are coming from the news and from all these fear-based things in the world, they're causing you to suck a bunch of air into your lungs and hold it because that's the fight or flight response. Your body is holding air because the fear is telling you that you're either going to have to fight or run. And if you take the air out, you shut off that response. I'm no longer fearful. I'm no longer stressed. The body does not stress when it's allowing all the air to release. So every time you find yourself in that space, come back to that breath. I say exhale like it's on a repeating disc or something, but it's true. When you let go of the air and you come back to the feeling within, God speaks to us in feelings, not thinkings. And all of that stress and anxiety comes from the thinkings. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnshow.com. Choose one loving action a day. Get up in the morning, choose to give yourself that place, and then Before you do anything else, find some loving action that you're going to achieve during the day. Go out there, achieve that action. Be loving to someone, smile at someone, help them up on the curb, give that guy on the side of the street, on 100-degree temperatures, give him a cold drink and a $20 bill. That $20 bill is not going to hurt you. It's going to probably feed him. So no matter what the world is doing around you, what would Yeshua do? He would say, turn the other cheek. Don't let the stimulus of the world affect you, and turn the cheek towards love. He walked through Roman occupation that was surrounded by fearful things. You had, soldiers trying to subjugate the subjects of the world. Then you had, in his case, you also had the religious structure that was trying to say that this was how you have to live your life. And all through the Bible, it talks about him, overturning carts and telling the Pharisees that they're basically idiots, and that, before your religion, before Abraham was I am, was the way of the world, was living in the I am. He wasn't about fear. He was totally in love. And even though the world around him was turmoil and crazy, he stayed with the love. Now, people will say, well, John, didn't he get crucified? Well, yeah, he did. But what else did he do? He showed an amazing example of what love is. He sent his disciples all over the world to talk about what love is. And then he took himself out of the equation so that the love can go forward. He didn't avoid chaos. He walked right in the middle of it. And he transformed it with his presence. People started following him like crazy because he was the anomaly. He was the difference in the world. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's is not about the money. It's about the rules, the regulations, the doctrines. He was telling people they were powerful. And that went against all the rules of Rome and all the rules of the Jewish culture. You're not a victim of the world. You are a creator of a better one. And if you choose to step into that role of being the creator of a better world, then all you really have to do is manage how you are in your little part of the world. Now, what small way can you be the love today? And if you could take that love and you can put that into action, showing people that they can love, showing people that they can be the change in the world. Gandhi says you must be the change you want to see in the world. You can be the change in the world. You can be the loving person. You can be the person who steps out into the world and shows the world what the world can be. And what's really interesting is people are always attracted to positive. They're not attracted to negative. Yeah, you get those rubberneckers who want to see the accident as they drive by, but they're still driving by. They don't want to sit there and hang out in it. They want to go. They want to see it and get out of there, right? So that idea of don't be a rubbernecker that pulls over and looks at things. Be the rubbernecker that notices the atrocity of the world and says, okay, that's an atrocity in this world. I'm going to be the love here so I can counteract that atrocity. Be the love today. Be the love in the now. Show the world that you are powerful, that you don't have to be a subject to the fear-based ideologies of news or tribes or politics or anything. I turned off the news last November. I got rid of my Facebook page last November. I haven't missed them, even slightly. It's been great. I've gotten more done in this past year than I have done in a long time because now I suddenly had hours in my day that weren't focused on rubbernecking. They were focused on being here and being present and being loving and being caring. And I think it matters. And I think you can do it too. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.